Next, let's clear up the USA view. The Census Bureau will ask questions about LGBTQ plus people. Why this is important? After persistent advocacy from queer activists, for the first time, the U.S. Census Bureau will incorporate questions about sexual orientation and gender identity into its American Community Survey, ACS, this year, marking a significant step towards LGBTQ plus inclusion in demographic data collection. Presently, the ACS only addresses same-sex couples who are married or cohabitating, representing a fraction of the LGBTQ plus population and excluding transgender individuals and those not in relationships. The proposed questions requested by the Census Bureau from President Joe Biden's administration aim to gather vital information for equal employment and civil rights enforcement. The addition of this question is anticipated to provide comprehensive insights into the health, economic, housing, and societal challenges faced by LGBTQ plus individuals due to stigma and discrimination. However, concerns have been raised regarding parental awareness of children's LGBT plus, Q plus identities and the exclusion of terms like intersex, asexual, and pansexual from survey options. Despite opposition from some conservative groups and lawmakers, public feedback on the proposed questions has largely been supportive, acknowledging the importance of robust data collection to inform policy decisions and address disparities faced by LGBTQ plus communities. The forthcoming ACS will offer respondents multiple avenues to answer the questions, including online, mail, phone, or in-person interviews, ensuring accessibility and inclusivity. The LGBTQ plus community may finally see who we really are. This is so important. I mean, if they don't have our data, the policies are not going to reflect us. If we don't represent our numbers, the real numbers of all of us, not just certain of our community. Our community is vast. We have different people with different, backgrounds. If we're not reflected, policies are not going to reflect our situation, are not going to protect us. And I could see why many conservative groups want to prevent that from happening, even more so in the state where we live, in the state of Florida. So it's just happening, and he's trying to erase us, and the governor of our state. So this is so important that Joe Biden is fighting for this. And once again, I'm not surprised. He's always been that supportive. And but this keeps happening all over the country, so they're gonna fight it, and we're gonna have to put that fight back. So,
God, you really think they're gonna fight it?
Yeah,
of course they'll fight it. They fought last time when they were going to ask questions.
Right.
They fought going into minority communities to do door-to-door. So I did the census last time, and it was really an education of where the government fights with itself. The census is mandated in the Constitution. It's one of the things that was demanded initially in the Constitution. No amendments, no nothing. It's there. And yet people who claim to be strict constitutionalists are often the ones who fight the hardest against reforming the census in order to better reflect the country. And you can't do what the country needs, as you well pointed out, unless you know who's in the country.
Completely. And we're not counted. We're not, and we haven't been counted for a long time. And don't even get me started on the T. I doubt that the T is anywhere near correct.
It's not that they're not counted. They're not counted as who they are.
As who they are. They're not counted as who they are. But, I think about, I had family here that was here illegally, right? And some of them were gay, right? So they're not going to fill out a census because they're afraid that they're going to get deported if they fill out a census, And that was why people were going door to door, like you had said, because many people didn't want to fill it out. And that happens also to gay people and, the whole LGBTQ plus community. But we need to fill these censuses out,
Absolutely.
people. Like it's how low cost housing it's given. It's how organizations are given grants to help marginalized folks.
It's how you determine who's going to get a member of Congress.
Right.
The 435 members of the House are divided based on the census.
Yeah.
And I also wonder that because a lot of people is like, is that fear, that stress of coming out once again, because now you're making it publicly to not just your friends and your coworkers, but to the community at large. We have to we have to face that, and we have to, because like we say, if you're not putting this reality out there, you're not going to be represented when it's time to make decisions. They need to know, and not just couples. I'm not saying just gay couples. Me as a single gay man, I'm not represented.
Yeah.
And much less as a Latino gay man. So it's so many things,
But the thing is, you can do it online. You can do it in the privacy of your own home. So there's really little excuse for not doing it, because you can do it really privately. Also, the forms don't ask for your name. They ask for no real identifying features. So you can do it and be counted and help your community and help yourself in so many ways by doing it right. And that's really what this is about. It's part of being a good citizen.
Yeah.
Right, but it's like she's saying. I mean, when it's kind of like being illegal and not wanting, even though nobody's gonna know your name or nobody's gonna know who you are. Is what I'm kind of like I'm saying as a fear of coming out, because now everybody's gonna know, not nobody, because your name is not there, but you're basically coming out once again, saying I'm gay and I live here. But if we don't do that, then it's gonna be so working against ourselves.
Yeah, so people think that you're gonna be counted because people don't trust the government, especially Latinos don't trust the government.
Right.
So they think with this piece of paper, they're gonna find your fingerprint on it, Robert, and go, that's Dino, his illegal ass.
That's why you do it online. Do it online.
And that's not the case. So like Robert says, you do it online in the privacy of your own home. Nobody even knows, okay? If you're gay and your wife doesn't know it, guess what? You can put gay on the form and continue with your day.
Exactly.
All right?
That's exactly
all right.